What's going on, folks, ladies and gentlemen, YouTube family? It's your boy Nega96 here in the now, and I'm gonna be hosting another take on our newest PB personal best attempt done on Act 1 of the Doomsday update GTA Online. And I'm gonna be running it with my same team today. Myself alongside noneanisland, Virus, and my team member Raver. Over here we are going to be incorporating another multi-host strategy like we did on our prior PB attempts. If you checked out the videos, I'm going to be going over what that entails in a few short moments. Now folks, if you know me, I'm Neg96. This is my channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I really hope you love the content I put out, and I try to make the best out of it in any way I possibly can by providing you guys with these nice commentaries and a full strategy breakdown of what I do across my videos. If you guys love my content and if you love staying tuned, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button and stay tuned for the upcoming content I'll upload. And stay tuned for this run, of course, as well, of course, because we're going to be covering a bunch of new and efficient strategies that I haven't showcased in my previous attempts, hence the new time. So over here we have Virus. He's the secondary host of this run since we are incorporating the multi-host strategy. He's going to be hosting from the Land Act facility, which is the closest facility to this first mission that we're doing here, Server Farm. Now we're going to be starting up the run momentarily since we are incorporating the multi-host strategy. Ladies and gentlemen, the timer of the real-time attack starts once we gain control of our characters after seeing the facility exit animation. Over here we just have the pop-ups for the timer for reference and the splitter, as well as my team member noneanisland and his POV. His POV is going to be very interesting. It's going to be showcasing the strategies that I won't get the chance to do. In some roles throughout the run, noneanisland, he's actually going to have similar roles to me, and in other missions he's going to have completely different roles. So always, folks, keep good reference on the strategies he does and the POV he has on the top right corner there, so you could see exactly what he does in tandem and in support with what I do and what my team members do on the teams that I choose. So over here we have Raver. He took control of the pilot, and he's actually piloting the Akula all the way to the Los Santos government facility. And over here we had a nice clean landing. Notice how I took the rightmost seat of the Akula. That actually set me up to exit the Akula and actually come on board this ladder here without having to walk all the way around and doing that strategy there. And since Raver and Virus both took the lefternmost seats, they're actually staying on top now, and they're actually giving me cover fire support from the top vicinity because they have a clear vantage of 3 security guards as well as 1 camera. So they're able to quickly take those out before I even get the chance to even get there. So I get to have a nice clean run to this first checkpoint here, which triggered the warp. Now we took care of the 2 security guards there. The man in the black suit, which dropped the codes. Now my team member Virus went ahead and picked up those codes. Thankfully for this run, he had really good pickup RNG. Sometimes the codes stall and the pickup delays a bit, but in this case we experienced no troubles with that, so that went by perfectly. All the team members rendezvoused here to the next checkpoint of the mission, to where we're getting inside the facility. Now I'm executing a double jump here and immediately vaulting over that glass panel there. Since my team member Virus is behind me, he's taking the same side as me with the 2 hacks we're doing. Since he's behind me, he insisted that I went on and take Alpha while completely skipping target Bravo here. So I'm going right for Alpha. We had a forced alert there on the security members in the facility here. Thankfully, we don't get a fail because we get in an alerted state. The security folks just get in a little aggro effect. So over here I'm doing my hack and doing a nice consistent trial and error process, just like I always do, you know, starting from the left, going to the right, doing 1 to 1, 2 to 2, 3 to 3, 4 to 4, and then going from 2 to 1, 1 to 2, 3 to 4, and then 4 to 3, and then just choosing any of the combinations in difference to the ones that aren't completed to finally get my successful hack. So that took me a couple tries there, using the nice trial and error process. And whatever combination the game chooses to give you, you know, that's just a dice roll that we play on with. So all the team members completed all their hacks, and we're actually all rendezvousing to the center set of stairs in the middle of this room we're in. Now all the folks, they all did their nice weapon swaps, which does grant a small boost in speed. So we were able to get here in a nice, quick, and efficient pace to trigger the next checkpoint of the mission, which gets us access back outside of this facility here. Now that we spawned outside, we're waiting for all the team members to fully spawn in before the game allows us to gain control of our characters. Unfortunately, you know, I was shot up a bit there because I didn't have control, so that resulted in me losing my full body armor. Now, if you notice on the top right section of the screen here, we have Pete's POV. Pete's actually giving a nice cover fire of our vicinity, so he is ensuring that we all have a nice, quick, and smooth run to the Akula chopper while he's trailing us close behind, because Noneanisland is still waiting for all of the team members to get on board of the ladder before he could get on board. So he's stalling out a bit, and then he's going into the ladder in the next opportunity he's able to do so. So now that we got to the top of the Akula, I'm going to the farthest door, since Noneanisland came up last, and I gave him access to the closest doors to ensure a fast pace. All the team members were able to get in the Akula, and Virus is the one that's actually piloting the Akula in this run here. And right here, he's actually trying to go in stealth mode simultaneously, so he could lose the wanted level. Unfortunately, folks, due to our geolocation and our bandwidth, we do experience the wanted level bug, which puts us in an infinite wanted level state. In order to complete the mission, you have to lose the cops completely, and the way we troubleshoot the infinite wanted level state is that actually myself and my team member Pete, we jump out of the Akula stealth chopper, which makes us all lose the cops, or start losing them at least. So the trick here, folks, I like to keep hang time. I like to stay in the air and glide while I lose the cops. Hopefully I lose them all the way by the time I'm still parachuting. If you notice Noneanisland's POV, he just landed in that little hangar there, and he's actually hiding and steering clear from the line of sight from any police vehicles that may be in our vicinity there. So over here, we just triggered the first split of the run, folks. Now, like all other runs I've hosted in the past, folks, what kind of host would I be if I didn't care about you guys? You guys all matter to me. So just like all other runs, this is a friendly reminder to stay well and hydrated while you watch this video and while you do your fair bit of video gaming. Because you never know. Dehydration comes at you from nowhere, and by the time you know it, you start feeling all weird and fuzzy inside. And that's because you weren't drinking your water. So stay hydrated, folks. Hydration is key to a well-balanced and consistent lifestyle. Cheers, my friends. Alright, I just spawned in the lobby now. Like I mentioned previously, we are incorporating the multi-host strategy across our run. The host swapped over to me. I have Grand Sonora here, and I'm actually doing the prep skip for server farm since we already completed that, the prep and setup skip glitch. Now I just bought the prep for Deluxos there, and I immediately launched Deluxos soon thereafter. Now I'm inviting all of my team from last heist before tampering with any of the settings, so that they can gain the quickest possible virtual time in joining my lobby, so I can then launch the lobby in the quickest virtual time. So all the team members are finally joining in now. I chose the proper settings, and we are just waiting for them to all regroup up in this lobby together. Now that they joined in, I immediately launched the session. And what we do now, folks, very important to what we do as a team, what makes us the best on console, we actually do what's called a pre-launch. What the pre-launch is we press X and we actually ready up before we see the ready up screen, because that's when the game actually renders it. The game renders it before we see the ready up screen. Now, if you noticed on my POV, you may have realized that it looked like some of my team members pressed ready up right after I saw the ready up screen. Well, that's because not everybody shares the same perspective, right? Since we have different bandwidths, they actually see the ready up screen at different times than I see the ready up screen. So we all pre-launched and we readied up before we see our own respective ready up screens. So that there was done. We just spawned in, and Noneanisland is going to be providing the Toreador for this particular trip skip here. Signal Intercepts. We all got in, and we're going to do the trip skip now. It's quite a bit of a long of a dialogue here, but we're going to launch the trip skip here momentarily. Nice and clean. I'm the driver as well, so I'm going to ensure that I get everybody to the drop-off point so that we could all go in our own respective Deluxos, so that we can carry out our own targets for the vans we're hacking, starting off on Signal Intercepts. So now with the trip skip underway, I came right to the Deluxos, right in the middle of all four. So the team on the left could go to the left Deluxos, and the team member on the right could go on the right Deluxos in relation to the same points. So if y'all noticed, I'm going on the right hand side with my team member Virus, and if you check Noneanisland's POV on the top right, he's actually covering the left hand spawns with the team member Raver, and they are going for targets Bravo and Delta, while myself and Virus are going for targets Alpha and Charlie, with myself being Charlie. Now check out this play here, folks. Bam! A nice quick 180 spin into the van, immediately starting off the hack there. That's a nice hacking transition, folks. see if you could pull that off in your runs there. Now the thing about van hacks, if you are doing this run, and if you did notice none of now's POV, we have two different preferences of how we go on across these hacks. Pete's preference, he goes right into the secure serve hacking gap and he immediately backs out so he could go in his snack window so he could be extra safe and precautious with his health. I like staying on my phone just because I like seeing that hack progress bar fill up. Of course, I make sure that I stay safe and in front of the van I'm hacking at all times, so there's zero possible chance of me getting hurt or even dying for that matter. Now, if you notice on my POV here, our team member Virus, unfortunately he didn't have the best alpha spawn, so he went out of his way a little to take alpha spawn, and I'm coming up on the next part of the mission here, which is the boats. I gained a little bit of heading here apart from Virus because he stayed in the back a little bit, and I'm immediately going for the farthest hack here, which is target alpha of the boat section here done on Vespucci Beach. While over on noneanisland's POV, he's coming up on his hack as well shortly, with Raver being right next to him. Now for that team there, noneanisland's team, they had phenomenal boat spawns, because the boats spawned right alongside the route that they take to rendezvous with us at the LSIA, the international airport, instead of spawning out of their way, which is the most optimal spawn you could have for that team. Now with me and Virus finally finished with our hacks, getting that done underway, I'm going to rendezvous with the rest of the team, and I'm actually taking this route here, which is the most direct route to get to the next checkpoint objective, the yellow blip. Now I'm coming here, immediately going to take this inclined dirt path into a nice little jump, transitioning between wheel mode and hover mode with the Deluxo, just so I could get the Deluxo to sink to the ground faster before I switch back into hover mode, so I could actually go on land faster. Because hover mode is faster than wheel mode when you're trying to go on, on floor level. Now with the rest of the team already rendezvoused, we are coming up on the next objective of Signal Intercepts, which is to hack this giant plane. Now folks, the team left that responsibility all up to me, so I have a lot of weight on my shoulders to carry out for this next segment here. I'll be entirely on this plane, completely on it without breaking the hack here, so I could have the fastest and quickest virtual pace. My other team members branched off from the plane, and they actually went on to take care and secure the buzzards that spawn in relation to our 6 o'clock, so they could take care of and dispose the immediate threats. If you check out noneanisland's POV there, boom, right now, he's taking care of some of the buzzards there that spawned on a wave. After they take care of the buzzards, the team member immediately goes underway to the final rendezvous point, the final drop-off, which is just atop the parking garage just next to Integrity Way. Now me, I'm still doing my hack here. Bear with me. This is one of the slowest hacks you could do in the Doomsday Heist update, unfortunately. And having other team members on board with this hack does not speed it up whatsoever. Finally coming up on the final bits of this hack here. Boom! Going into a free aim shoot. 2 missiles connected on the big aircraft, which immediately takes it out. Now I'm immediately going to the final drop-off in the quickest method I possibly can. If you notice, folks, I am going into wheel mode, and I'm actually going on a down diagonal axis. What's actually happening here is that my Deluxo is gaining a bit more of speed and momentum by going down in this diagonal axis. And if I do this on repeat while aligning myself on a horizontal axis, I can actually gain a bit more speed and momentum overall. So if you notice here, you know, I am losing my elevation by a slight amount. So now that I'm at this current elevation here, I don't do any more diagonal axis drops. I just stay on my horizontal axis all the way up until the final drop-off point there. So we can ensure a nice, quick, clean, virtual pace using the most direct and optimal strategy possible. Boom! Dropped off. And that there, folks, triggers the ending and the completion of the second mission I'm showcasing today, Signal Intercepts, which also grants us the next split of the RTA. So if you notice, folks, we're still in the green. We did lose 5 seconds as compared to our previous split once we finished server farm. Unfortunately, Virus's bad spawn did cost us a bit of time, but overall we're on a nice, clean and efficient pace. Now over here, the next mission is going to be Dead Courier. I'm accepting the previous invite that I had from my PlayStation XMB menu, and I could actually do that while I'm mid-join on the spawn. So I can do that, and immediately grants me the prompt to go on to the proper session that I want to go into, which is a close friend session, of course. And I'm spawning into my facility here, Grand Sonora, and quickly running to my planning room in a hasty manner, so I could then launch the mission from my planning room. Buying prep paramedic equipment, launching Dead Courier now. The team is ready, they're underway for this next mission. They all snacked up in advance, good to go. I invited them all from last session, and now they are joining. Alright, with all the team members underway, I finally launched the session. And just like last time, folks, we are doing another pre-launch now. Raver is going to be player 2 of this run, while I'm player 1. Noneanisland and Virus are players 3 and 4. So they're going to be put in the recovery team. Like I mentioned before, folks, about Noneanisland's POV, this is a fantastic way to refer to it, because this is an excellent showcase of what the other team does in opposition to the paramedics team that I'm on with myself and Raver. Now I'm quickly going into the ambulance here, and we're setting ourselves up for an immediate trip skip. Boom, that trip skip was just triggered and registered on both teams' ends. And we are spawning in. Just got on paramedics now in the ambulance. Doing a bit of curb boosting there to speed up and accelerate the momentum a bit. And turning right into this main entrance out the coroner's office. Making sure that I don't bump into any cars or any guards or even a sign along the way, just so we don't get an alert state which fails the mission. Now I was quickly swapping over the first person so I could have a fast speed on foot. And I'm going to be staying in first person throughout this entire run. First person is the fastest option, folks, if you can't have access to the third person weapon swap. In this case, since we are not allowed to have weapons coming in as paramedics, we stay in first person mode. If you notice, Raver was really quick, but he actually took care of the closest body, while I took care of the two farthest bodies, because I was the first to spawn into the coroner's office. Now I'm coming up on the topmost floor here. Raver already getting a nice little advantage over me. He actually went ahead and secured all the enemies on the topmost floor, and I'm in the room now, which triggers the download laptop prompt. So Raver went ahead and hopped onto the laptop there, did his thing, while I went ahead and started clearing the entire path which leads to the same entrance that we came in at the lobby on the first floor. Now these enemies are very dangerous, folks. We have a couple shotgun guys which could do some big damage on your HP, and we have a couple of regular FIB agents with automatic weapons. So they're all pretty decent threats here. I took care of them and secured a nice path for Raver, and we actually have our team on recovery landing the Savage chopper now. They did a fantastic job at extracting the briefcase on their end and just doing a quick recovery strategy. If you notice on Pete's POV, and if you stay tuned for Virus's POV on his Twitch stream, they actually showcase their strat. They get to the checkpoint marker in their vigilantes before the chopper actually lands, so that when the chopper finally does make its initial landing, they could already start clearing on some of the enemies there. And as the chopper lands, Virus actually drives into the briefcase, picking it up right in front of the van, and then immediately heading to the chopper there so that they could get in the chopper. And if you noticed in Pete's POV, they actually got inside of the chopper while the propellers of the chopper from the NPC pilot that got out of the chopper were still spinning. So the chopper was actually still going. It was still hot and ready, and Virus was able to get in and not actually, you know, having to start the engine on himself. So, which, you know, it does save a couple of seconds. So over here, folks, just like a Kula, considering our team here and the geolocations we have, we do experience the wanted level bug in this vicinity here. So to troubleshoot that, we go into, what do you call it? We go into parachute mode, and then we stay elevated. You know, we have hang time, and we stay gliding until we get the final completion. If you notice, you know, Pete did die, but Virus actually saved him. Virus saved the run, man. Props to him. Virus was able to land before Pete actually died. So Virus triggered the mission completion before Pete died, which completed the mission for us. Thankfully, we all lost our cops by that time, so we were able to gain a nice, clean completion. Alright, now we are on Act 1 finale, folks, and here's where it gets interesting and exciting. I waited until I fully spawned in, and then I went into creator mode, and from creator mode, I'm launching my own invite-only session. I do this because it ensures that I get to bypass the facility door, so I don't have to wait for the extra 1.5 minutes it takes for Lester to call me to open the doors. Alright. Just loaded in now from my bed, going right in first person so I could quickly go to the planning room. Boom, just got there and triggered the Act 1 finale cutscene. Skipped the cutscene there and triggering the launch prompt. Now that I'm in, just like all the other setups I covered, I'm inviting my team members here, and we're going into player owned. Alright, now that all the team members joined, the game's going to put us at the finale ready up screen. Alright, we're in the ready up screen now. Everybody readied up immediately. And then we did the pre-launch. Nice, quick, and hasty launch done on our ends to ensure that fast pace. We're coming up on the finale now, folks. Raver's gonna take his vigilante. I'm going to go hop inside of his vigilante as the passenger, while Virus and Pete take their own vigilante together, and we all rendezvous at the first checkpoint here in the quickest time we can. Here's Raver in his vigilante, we called the second Vigi. And the guys are taking the lead there. Going up on the little hill there. Notice Pete's POV, they were able to get a nice double boost there. Unfortunately, Raver couldn't quite pull it off. So we settled for the quick lineup on ground into a ground boost to gain access to the rendezvous point. So Raver was able to get a nice quick recovery without having any spin outs or any sudden turns in the vigilante. So his alignment was still very good. I just spawned inside the facility now, folks. Since I'm the host of the run, I do spawn first. So I gained a little bit of heading right away off the bat. And I'm doing my full rush strategy. Notice I have Vipers right behind me. We're both full rushing here, skipping past all the enemies, while Raver and None on Island are doing their job to clear out all the enemies we have there on the first floor, which gives us cover fire to execute our strategies. Notice I just skipped the second floor here, myself and Virus. We're jumping right off the ladders there. I did wait a bit there, folks. I delayed the jump there so myself and Virus could get the third floor guarantee spawn. So now that we got it, we're all underway on the third floor here. Quickly extracting all the enemies as quick as we can. Virus took care of that final enemy there. Our third floor was the most clean, ladies and gents. Sometimes RNG does that for you, especially when you're on grenade launcher. But I was there to clean up some of the enemies there, which made the third floor a bit smoother. We all ran up now, and we're going immediately on our turrets. Turrets are pretty straightforward. We all gain access to our own turrets here, and we all focus fire on our individual area and premise that we're going for. You know, we don't want to overlap on each other's targets because that doesn't make it as efficient as can be. The name of the game here is to clear out as many targets as possible so we could finish up with the turret segment in the fastest virtual time possible. There it is, folks. Now that that's underway, that splits the finale and it completes the real-time attack I'll be showcasing today. And as you notice on our splitter, folks, the RTA time came out to a total of 33 minutes and 44 seconds, which does mark our newest PB and a console world record for the PS4, Xbox One versions of GTAO Online. Phenomenal effort done by the team. Really glad they're on board, and they did a phenomenal job at executing their strategies. We're coming up on this final section here, the cutscene. If you follow along the Doomsday lore, folks, here's Avon Hertz here. He has a meeting with Miss Rackman and Agent 14, and they're talking about leads pertaining to the next section, the Doomsday, Acts 2 and onwards. More specifically, Bogdan, and putting all the blame for, you know, potential disaster happening in the world on this man, codenamed Bogdan. So our mission here for Act 2 is to hunt him down and foil his plans. If you guys want to check out the my best RTA for Act 2, I'm gonna go ahead and insert that as one of my end clip videos, so you're free to link to it and check out the PB we did. Ran with the same team, so the strats are pretty nice there. There's Avon now. He just came outside. Well, that there's the run, folks. Once again, if you loved watching this video, if you love Neg96 content, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button. Would tremendously appreciate it. Let's get to 300 subscribers, folks. 300, big number there. We're coming up on the elite screen, and we are getting an elite stack with it. We had a total time of 256 done on Act 1 finale, with a total of 83 enemies killed and no deaths, which does mark the completion of the elite challenge. Thanks for staying tuned, folks. I hope you loved this video, and thank you so much for watching the strats and getting a little insight on how we do things. Y'all take care, stay safe, stay responsible, and stay tuned for the next Neg96 video. Y'all take care.